Hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess, and Merry Christmas everybody. There will be no video on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. We think that all holidays should be celebrated with your family. This recipe I found on Pinterest and it sounded so delicious. I am actually adding an ingredient because it's not listed. It's called Chewy Cherry Cowboy Cookies. And the reason I picked this is because I have a huge bag of dried cherries in my freezer that I want to use up because I'm beginning to clean out my freezer, so we wanted to try to use some of that up. This recipe calls for AP flour, baking soda, salt, and baking powder. I am opting to use all-purpose, not all-purpose flour, but self-rising flour. But if you want to grab a pen and paper, you can write down the ingredients, or you can go to Pinterest. I'll just link that Pinterest cookie recipe in the description box of this video. So you would mix these dry ingredients together and you would set it aside. So I've got my 2 cups of self-rising flour ready, because why should we waste our all-purpose flour when we have self-rising flour on hand? That's my school of thought. It calls for 1 cup of unsalted butter, softened, 3/4 cups of sugar, 3/4 cups of brown sugar, 1½ cups of old-fashioned oats, 1 cup of chocolate chips, 1/2 cup coarsely chopped pecans, 1/2 cup unsweetened coconut, 1/2 cup of dried cherries. You're going to set your temperature on your oven to 350 degrees. You're going to use a lined cookie sheet, and you're going to combine all your dry ingredients, and you're going to set them aside. Then you're going to mix together your butter, sugar until it's light and fluffy, about 3 minutes. You're going to add in 1 egg at a time, add your vanilla, and then you're going to mix in your flour into your butter mixture. At that point, you're going to remove it from your mixer and you're going to stir in oats, the chocolate chips, the nuts, the coconut, and the dried cherries. And you're going to use a small cookie scoop, or you can use a tablespoon or teaspoon, whichever one you prefer, and drop your cookies 2 inches apart on your baking sheet. Allow them to cook 10 to 12 minutes or until the edges start to brown. You're going to cool on the cookie sheet for about 2 minutes, and then you're going to put them on the cake racks to allow them to cool completely. I thought this would be a nice change of pace from all the simple recipes that I've been doing for Christmas, and this would be a Santa approved recipe. I'm very, very sure of that. So let's get cooking. Oh, and before we get into the cooking, please stick around till the end, because I'm going to tell you the story of why I used the gingerbread man instead of the elf on the shelf. To speed up my process of softening my butter, I turned my oven up to 170 degrees, then turned it off and allowed my cup of butter to sit in the oven for just a few minutes while I was gathering all my ingredients. So it's nice and soft. I'm going to go ahead and get my oven set up. And we're going to get this butter out of this container. So let me grab that and drop it on in there. So that ought to be good and softened. It looks like it is. And to this, I'm going to add in my sugar. I've got 3/4 cup of brown sugar, and 3/4 cup of my organic sugar. You can use regular table sugar, but I use organic sugar. So we're going to get those out of our way. And I need to check something. Before I start this, there's always an ingredient you forget. 2 large eggs. Also, we'll go into this one at a time. So we're going to get this started. and hopefully my butter is nice and soft and it won't take us very long. Okay, I'm using farm fresh eggs, so I always crack these in a bowl just to make sure that they are good, even though I collect these every day. And we're going to add one egg at a time to our cookie dough. I'm going to go ahead and crack the other egg and get that on in there. Now the recipe does not call for vanilla, but I'm going to add in some La Vencedora vanilla extract. This is donated to me or gifted to me by Lazy Days Ahead with Jess and Lisa, and it's yummy delicious. I don't know why the recipe didn't call for vanilla extract, but we're going to add it anyway, because who doesn't like vanilla in their cookies? So we got that in there. We're going to get that beat in, and then we're going to start mixing in our dry ingredients. I'm going to mix in my flour just a little at a time because I do not want it going everywhere in my kitchen if I can help it. A little bit more flour to put in here, and we'll be right back. All right, our cookie dough base is mixed, I'm going to go ahead and lift up my beaters and get these beaters off of here, get them cleaned off, and we'll be right back. Okay, I got you in close. We're going to put in 1½ cups of oatmeal, 1 cup of chocolate chips, 1/2 cup each of the dried the dried cherries. I don't know why I'm thinking cranberries. 1/2 cup of the coconut, the unsweetened coconut, and 1/2 cup of rough cut chopped pecans or whatever nut that you decide that you want to use. And this is going to have to be stirred in with a wooden spoon because this is a thick dough. So we're going to get this mixed up. And if I have to, I'll get in here with my hands a little bit to try to get all that incorporated into the cookie dough. So I decided that I'm going to get in here with my hands because we want to try to bring all this together quickly. Picking up any of the dry ingredients that have fallen to the bottom. Oh, this looks amazing, y'all. I think this is going to be a keeper recipe for me. I like indulgent cookies from time to time, and this would be definitely an indulgent cookie. A little bit more stuck to the bottom. And it looks like we have pretty much mixed all that together, and I've got cookie dough hands. How about that, folks? We'll be right back after I get my hands cleaned up. Alright, I've got my small scoop. We're going to scoop these out. And they're going to be about 2 inches apart on the cookie sheet. I need them a little bit further apart. So this cookie sheet holds approximately 15 cookies. So I'm going to do this cookie sheet up, and then I'll get another one ready to go into the oven. Take this cherry and stick it on that cookie because I don't think it didn't look like it had any cherry in there, so I want to make sure I got a cherry in every one of these. I think this one has some. And I may just try to ball this up a little bit tighter before I stick them in the oven. Make sure I got a cherry in that. Okay, So I'm just going to roll these real quick in my hands. I want to make sure that they are going to cook evenly. And these are going to go into my oven for 10 to 12 minutes on 350 degrees. And when they come out of the oven, I will show you what they look like. Okay, those look a little better to me. Let me wipe my hands down before I open my oven door up. And we're going to get these into the oven. Middle rack. And I will be checking these because I noticed my oven cooks hotter at the back. 10 to 12 minutes. Alright, the cookies are out of the oven. And I'm going to start with this tray first because this one has been cooling for a couple of minutes, and that's what they look like. Very, very nice cookie. So we're just going to get them over here on the cooling rack, and I'm going to load up my last bit of cookie dough into the oven and finish off my cookies. Then we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about the cookies and the gingerbread man. Story of the gingerbread man and why I use it in place of Elf on a Shelf. They look amazing. They smell amazing, y'all. These absolutely look so good. So we're going to get these off the cookie sheets, and we will be back once they're cooled. Ooh, that's hot. Hot, hot, hot. There we go. So far we've gotten 30 cookies. Okay, these have been cooling for a few minutes, and they are absolutely gorgeous cookies, y'all. Just absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to get some of these plated up. I'm waiting on my last batch to come out of the oven. We have 45 of these beautiful cookies. So this will make quite a platter full, or you can make several cookie packages, you know, little gifts, mini gifts to pass out to friends and family. I think this is going to be a very nice addition to our Christmas cookie collection. So I've got 30 cookies on the platter, y'all. And I need to check my oven, so let me check those real quick. There they are. We're going to allow those to cool for a few minutes. And we're going to go talk about the cookies and our gingerbread man. Well, y'all, we have been in the kitchen baking, and my house smells like a bakery right now. But aren't they gorgeous? Oh, they smell heavenly. And what cookie would not be good for Santa without a big glass of milk. This is the raw cow's milk that I get from the Amish community. And I'm going to taste one of these cookies. Would you like to try one? So let's indulge. They're crunchy and they're chewy. Just enough of the chocolate in there, enough of the cherry, enough of the coconut, the oats. The whole thing just comes together just so, so good. And the nuts. Of course, the nuts. I forgot about the nuts. Very tasty. So, I think this cookie recipe is a winner. And I think Patches the gingerbread man will think so too. Speaking of Patches, I wonder where he's at, because he loves cookies. There he is. Say hi to the people out there, Patches. Oh, he wants a bite of my cookie. So let's give him a bite of my cookie. Very good. Is it yummy? It is Gingerbread Man approved. So we're going to talk about a little bit about the Gingerbread Man and how it all started. The story behind the Gingerbread Man originally appeared in 1875 in an issue of St. Nicholas magazine, a popular monthly American children's publication, under the title The Gingerbread Boy. The moral of the story was to be careful who you trust. Gingerbread is believed to have been created around 1500 BCE in ancient Egypt. About 992 CE, a monk named Gregory of Nicopolis brought gingerbread from Greece to France. The earliest account of gingerbread-shaped cookie is from the 16th century. It was served in Queen Elizabeth I of England's parlor as she surprised her guests with biscuits designed in their likeness. So that is the story behind the Gingerbread Man. And if you remember the line, "Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the Gingerbread Man." It is a adorable story about survival and being safe. And of course, Patches always tries to be safe, even though he does get into his antics around our house. We choose to celebrate the Gingerbread Man and the story behind it at Christmas instead of the elf on the shelf. If you want something original for your family's Christmas, think about finding you a little plushy friend like Patches and start having some gingerbread antics around your house at Christmas time. Well, folks, I truly appreciate your time here. I've actually kept you longer than I had planned, but I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. May you be fully blessed.